do you see that fight playing out? I know you're familiar with both of them. What do you think?
Tio, Teofimo Lopez, don't run. Don't run. You ran from the Haney fight already, dude. Come on, don't run from this one, bro. For real, bro. Stop with all the antics, bro. I know you like attention, but damn. Get in there and fight against Shakur Stevenson, bro. For real. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing. Stop playing around. Shakur ain't playing. No, Shakur ain't playing. No tune-ups coming up to see you in your weight, 5 pounds above 135. He can beat you. He knows how to beat you. That's what he believes in his heart, you know. Tio, you're talented. Yeah, you are, man. But damn, you talk too much and you don't back it up. That's the problem I have with you. You know, you can't be sitting here and trying to be the the Ali of this generation, talking all this trash, and you don't step in there and you don't bag it up. That's the one thing that Ali did. He bagged it up. So all you trash talkers out there that keep talking trash, yeah, thinking you something, you gotta bag it up. Yeah, you gotta fight the best. So look, I appreciate Shakur Stevenson for stepping up and wanting to take on that task. Um, I think it's one of those matches where you're sitting there and you're saying, how good is Shakur Stevenson? You know, how good is he? I hear a lot of people talking about him, but how good is he? You know, he's already accomplished or is a 3 division world champion already, 126, 130, 135. He has a chance to be what, four division world champion already in his career. Man, I mean, look, I think it's a great opportunity, but the fight just has to happen. You know, style matchup. You got a defensive wizard versus I want to say somewhat of a freak of nature. You know, let me get some props to Teofimo Lopez, other than bashing him. Yeah, the kid has, on his biggest moments, has shown up. He has. He beat Taylor. He beat Lomachenko when everybody doubted him. You know, and this is another opportunity that he likes. He likes these big old challenges. You know what I'm saying? To show up and defeat all the odds. So this is down his alley. This is T.O. is very selective when he chooses to fight these men. You know, so we gonna see if it's according to his calculations, if this is the right move. We gonna see. First, you got to fight him, but damn, I think it's a dangerous fight. Counter punchers. Both of these guys are good counter punchers. T.O. got good speed. Shakur got great speed, great legs, great distance control. When I look at the style matchup, I say to myself, this is the style that kind of gives Teofimo Lopez issues. You know, when you look at his hardest fights in his career, there were guys that was able to control the distance on him. You know, that was able to keep some space in between. You know, and was able to time him when he would explode in. Shakur is the best at that. The best at that. You know, and guys that have given Shakur issues are smart cerebral fighters with high boxing IQ, with a high boxing IQ that has punching power. And T.O. possesses punching power. So great style matchup. Great style matchup, man. When it comes to Shakur Stevenson, I want to blend. You know, if he fight again there with T, give Shakur, give us the blend. Yeah, give us some Stevenson with the defense, and then give us some Pookie from New Jack City. Give us some Pookie, Shakur. Yeah, oh yeah. Because what Shakur did in that last fight, man, my gosh, against Zapata, man, I'm telling you, a brilliant performance. Standing ovation performance, because everybody was saying, oh, he gonna run. He gonna run. He gonna this, that. He stood right there in the pocket, fought that man in his own game and dominated him inside the pocket. He showed that he has levels to his game. And Shakur is getting better and better and better each time inside the damn ring. But the only problem with Shakur is his hands are brittle. So he got to be selective with his shots, almost like Floyd, right? You know,
Yeah.
Floyd hands was kind of brittle. He's brittle throughout his career. He had hand injuries, hand problems, and stuff like that. That's when he became that money where he's more defensive. But Floyd was an offensive machine before the issues. You know, Shakur used to counterpunch a lot more before the hand issues. You know, shoot. But with that being said, hey. I think it's great. Both great names. Both guys can make a statement that night, and another exciting fight for boxing.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, Shakur Stevenson will be the favorite going into the fight, right? He's undefeated. Tio is taking a loss, even though he's moving up to 140. But how does Tio get it done? How do you be aggressive with Shakur? You saw what happened with Zepeda. You can't if you try to outbox him, it's going to be difficult. What's the keys to victory for Tio to get the victory?
Yeah, when you're fighting a guy like Shakur, you got to have power and you got to put some pressure. You know, you're not going to outbox him. You're not. He's too smart. He's too smart, too great. His distance controlled, his range. There's nobody better in boxing than him. There really isn't. You know, I'm sorry, there isn't. So you're gonna have to do a mixture. You're gonna have to try to box a little bit to get your way there, but be aggressive with it. Smart aggression. You know what I'm saying? And when you let them hands go, they gotta be hard and they have to be fast. And you gotta let them go often. You know, you gotta corner this man. You gotta corner him. You know, obviously you had Zepeda that was able to keep him on the ropes by putting that pressure on him. Zepeda put the pressure on him and kept him on the ropes, you know, but, you know, Shakur was blocking a lot of that stuff. Some of that stuff was getting through, you know what I mean? But, you know, you got to be selective with your shots and you got to try to set him up, man. Yeah, you got to try to set him up. That's it. You know, I think the more opportunity you have to let those hands go against Shakur, you know, more opportunity you have to be able to land on him. But if you hold your hands in your damn pocket and you don't shoot, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. Because you're not gonna beat Shakur in the patience game. He is patient. He will wait. He don't care about the damn crowd and what's going on. Hell no. When you in there fighting, no, you gotta worry about you. Straight up. So he'll be patient and he'll wait out. Wait up. Stall him out, Craig. He'll wait him out. He'll wait Tio out. Tio start rushing in there, make a mistake, bing, 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 bing. Gonna get picked to pieces. You know, so it's a hard strategy, man. Shakur, there ain't no blueprint out on how to beat him. You know, there is a blueprint out on Teofimo Lopez, though. Mm-hmm. There is one. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It just got to be a patient counterpuncher. That's it. Patient counterpuncher. Let Tio do all the work for you. So.
Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. You know, if we can get your perspective on that potential fight, and do you think it happens?
I think I don't know how good the fight will be, but I think Shakur is, again, like pound for pound, IQ wise, I think he's even up there with a Terrence and those kind of guys. You know, I think the difference with Boots is he's got the defensive mastercraft, and he also has the aggressive power to turn your lights out, and I think that's quite different. Do you know what I mean? Like Shakur, yeah. I say defensive. I think that's a bit harsh on Shakur, but he's not a huge puncher, but defensively and skill-wise, he's right up there.
He's a real technical fighter.
Oh, phenomenal.
Absolutely.
The difference with Boots is skill-wise, he's got that, but he can also, like I said, he can turn your lights out, and you'll see that more and more as he goes up the division. So, like, you look at fighters like Pernell Whitaker and stuff like that. What they lacked was that little bit of power, and that aggressiveness that I think Boots has. I think the jury's still out a little bit on Teofimo. I don't know what you guys think. I mean, you have to respect him because he beat Loma, you know, but I don't know.
He's an excellent fighter.
He's an excellent fighter. Yeah, he's an excellent fighter, but
he didn't cut the ring off from Barboza? Yeah.
You know, a lot of people give Shakur the edge in that fight. Yeah. But do you think it depends on what Teofimo shows up?
Yeah, it always depends on what Teofimo shows up. I think Shakur beats him.
Yeah.
But the weight, again, right? Don't forget, Teofimo's a big 140.
Yeah.
Shakur is probably a small 135. Right? Or you know, not really a big 135.
Yeah.
Teofimo's talking about going to 147. So you have a big size disadvantage going into that fight. But someone like Shakur is only going to get beat when he moves up and loses his advantage necessarily against a much bigger and stronger guy.
Yeah.
But I think that's a fiddly fight, don't you? I mean, I don't expect it to be this firefight. Yeah. I think Teofimo's very awkward and Shakur's very smart, and I don't know.
Give us a quick breakdown. Shakur versus Teofimo. It looks like it's going to get done some point next year. Talk about ticket sellers. That looks like to be the match to make you want to sell tickets.
Teofimo is explosive. He came into the game. That's a part of his DNA, right? But if you don't learn how to control your DNA, you just explosive. And so he's got to hone in on that, be precise against Shakur. And that's a 50-50 fight, man. Yeah. I would honestly say 60-40 for Shakur because he's that sharp, he's that good defensively and offensively. But Teo has more than a shot. For Teo, I don't know if Teo can outbox him.
Yeah.
But Teo can definitely throw off Shakur. But again, control that, and then on the back end, what do you do? It's a really great fight.
If that fight does happen, who you think, based on this style, will end up on top? Based on you knowing boxing.
Shakur. Just because Teofimo likes to fight people that like he could counter. And with Shakur, he has to chase him. So it's not a good style matchup for Teofimo. But shit, if Teofimo finds a way, fucking kudos to him for sure. Like, because I don't see Teofimo being that aggressive. You know? He's aggressive.
Yeah, he's more like he throw his punches, not trying to hurt. He just trying to tag you.
Yeah, like he's not very aggressive. Like he's more of a natural counterpuncher, but not an aggressive fighter. That like he'll go get you if he has to.
But Shakur's the same way, though, no?
Shakur's more of a counterpuncher, but he's gonna make sure that Teofimo chases him for sure, just by his boxing ability. You know what I mean? I think Teofimo can't match his he's not gonna outbox Shakur. You know what I mean? He's gonna have to catch Shakur, and I don't see that happen.
I know you and Shakur sparred many times. I'm not sure you were helping him for the Oscar Valdez fight, I think, out in Vegas. With his fight potentially with Teo, and I know that, you're picking him to win, why do you favor Shakur to beat a guy like Teofimo Lopez?
Even though Teofimo has a good skill set and some power and athleticism, I just don't think it's enough. I think mentally, he's not equipped to be in there with a guy like Shakur for 12 rounds. He's going to be frustrated. He's going to be outclassed. I think he's going to be just by the wayside or a step behind every single round. So I think Shakur beats him in a fairly easy fight.
Do you think, because you and Shakur been speaking highly of each other, obviously want to fight each other, but he was the only guy that was giving you the benefit of the doubt and was so it's definitely mutual respect. Do you feel like he doesn't get enough credit in a way where you don't?
Yeah, I get it. Well, a lot of people, but that's because a lot of people are fans of knockouts and other things that I don't really get, honestly. But when it comes to boxing, he's pure boxer. He's one of those guys, and he's super competitive. He's super competitive, so he wants to be the best. That's what makes him you know what I'm saying? He ain't not trying to lose. He ain't gonna stop trying to, you know what I'm saying, to win. That gives him an edge against a lot of guys.
Was that not going into details of how sparring went, but just you guys, I can only imagine, were super competitive to the point where, I'm coming back. I'm coming back tomorrow, right? Was it something
For sure, man. And he looked great against Oscar Valdez too. You know what I'm saying? I was glad I was able to help him. I was glad that we was able to, get in the ring quickly
You think his power is underrated based on what other people see outside?
Oh yeah. Compared to what people say, it's definitely underrated. He got a real power. He ain't out there. He don't got pillow hands. I'll tell you that. He don't got pillow hands.
You think Teo will be as shocked as maybe Pitbull will be shocked when he punches Teo and you punch Pitbull? Would it be something similar?
I don't think Pitbull is underestimated him or overlooking him. I think Pitbull was expecting a tough fight, so I wouldn't say so. But I think Tio might be surprised.
Yeah.
Because Shakur's accurate, he's sharp. If he get in his groove, it's gonna be a long night for Tio.
What about Shakur Tio?
On that one right there, I feel like that's gonna be a good fight. As far as skill-wise, as far as Shakur actually being there with somebody who got some finesse and can punch. Outside of just being a puncher, he can actually box, he can fight, and he got skill too.
How do you see that fight playing out?
I got Shakur, man. I got Shakur fight, winning that fight. I train with Shakur. I spar with him. I know how good he is. Shakur is real good. And Tio doesn't do well with boxers. Tio does well with people coming forward a lot, but with somebody that's a good boxer, Tio is not really that good. If you look at it, he's real athletic, but he's more of a counter puncher. And when he fights a boxer, it'll be hard. And then somebody like Shakur is really, really good. He's very talented, very skilled. So for me, in that fight, I would have Shakur.
Shakur Stevenson against Teofimo Lopez. What do you think of that fight? How do you see that one going, in your opinion?
That's a good matchup. It's a very good matchup. Teofimo is very good. Shakur's very good, but I'm a big fan of both of them. But I know that Shakur and Teofimo are weight. But I think I'm edging towards Shakur Stevenson. So.
Do you think Shakur can take Teofimo's power very well?
To be fair, I wouldn't say Teofimo. He's powerful, but in this 140, I don't think he's been amazingly bringing the power up from lightweight. So I think Shakur has got a chance with him, and they're both great operators and they're good world-class fighters.
What do you think about Shakur and Tio?
Thank you.
What do you think
I think
about
it's a great fight for boxing. I think Shakur about to fuck Teofimo up.
Really?
Yeah, easy work, huh?
What about what?
I told you in his face. I said you ain't gonna get it done. Good luck though.
No, I love that fight. I think they're him, Tio, and Shakur, and you got Tank, and you got Ryan Garcia, and these are all names that everyone has sort of wanted to see fight. And I don't think we're gonna get most of those fights, but I am happy that we're gonna get at least one of them, which is Teofimo versus Shakur Stevenson. Both great fighters. I know Shakur a little bit more personally, and I've never betted against him. I think he's one of those fighters that people like Terrence Crawford, right? When Terrence Crawford went against Canelo, people didn't realize oh, he's not that good, he doesn't have all that experience. I don't see how he's so great. I heard a lot of people say that, and I'm like, no, some of the best fighters make it look easy. They don't look great until they need to. But he's very diverse. He has a lot of different skills, a lot of different tools, hard to train for. And same with Shakur. That one thing he does really well is that spacing. He's a genius when it comes to that space. People may have some things to say about him, he's moving and doing all this stuff, whatever. He's a very skilled boxer, and he's very hard to beat. And I still just can't bet against him, even against someone like Tio. It's a good fight because there's always a chance. Tio's a puncher, and there's always a chance that he can get that fight and get that win. Either way, I think it'll be super competitive. But I think I have Shakur winning on decision by his boxing skills.
Shakur and Tio, I don't know if it's finalized yet, but it seems like it's as close as to being finalized. Who do you like in that one?
I got Shakur.
None of them.
Somebody got to win the fight.
None of them.
He's a jerk, bro.
None of them. Trash.
I feel like it's going to be a draw.
Nah, and I like the guys, but they trash cans. That's a trash can fight to me.
It is. I feel like that is a fight. Like that's not a fight that's needed in boxing right now. I mean, to me, I feel like that fight's just going to be them standing there.
Shakur should be fighting us. He should be fighting us. They know what happened. They know we didn't pull out. Why they running and hauling? He should be fighting us. For real. That's how I feel. So anybody fight running up there, over there, to me, that's garbage. Y'all know we trained. We was there to have a fight. We was a couple of days away. They know what the hell happened. Why are we not getting our shot back? Are they really scared? So we not concerned with what Shakur do anymore. If he not giving us our shot, we wish him well. And he can have whatever fight he wants. Tio got beat by Cambosa. Come on, Cambosa isn't great. So, to me, it's trash cans.
They didn't rematch that fight? No, they didn't rematch that fight.
It's garbage. It's another tailored fight to make a big payday. I bet you both of them leave with no bruises or blood. It might be a decorated sparring match. For all I know,
like
might
they're gonna
be
look at each
friends,
other.
just doing their thing. Shakur can't hurt Tio with them hands. Be
He's gonna
for real.
outbox him.
He can outbox
He's
him, but he
gonna
can't hurt
outbox
Tio. Tio could box some, but Tio, is his wing gonna hold up to chase Shakur around all night while in box? It's gonna be a boring fight.
I think
Shakur not going to engage with. Yeah, Shakur ain't going to engage with Tio like he did Zepeda. He ain't gonna stand toe to toe with Tio. So it's gonna be a boring chess match run. Trash cans.
You said, my opinion on him and Tio?
Yeah, do you think he beats him? Because essentially, if he beats him, I assume he would probably stay at 140 then.
Nah, styles make fights. I don't know. I don't really see. I think that's a bad style matchup for Shakur.
Really? You're like the 10th person that's told me this. I kid you not. Like, it's this, because I know the obvious people will be like, Shakur's undefeated. He's a defensive fighter. Tio's kind of struggled with the boxer, but I've just talked to someone again today. Like, everyone favors kind of like Tio for some reason, just from what
Yeah.
I've talked to. So why is that? Because you sparred Shakur, and I guess you would know better. So, I mean,
Shakur, he likes to be the most athletic guy in the ring. When he's not, he has problems. Shakur kinda he's a right-hander fighting out of southpaw stance. So when you meet guys like that's athleticism that fight with their strong hand in the back, you're gonna have to rely on more than just your jab and the rangefinder. You know what I mean? Like, you tell me, do he got a solid left hand?
I mean, I haven't been
You
punched by
seen
it,
him throw
so
it. You seen him throw it, but you've never seen him hurt or knock nobody out with it. So I just think when you meet certain guys, that's why I say the style. You meet certain guys, you're gonna have to rely on both of them things, both of them hands. You know what I mean? And I just don't. I just think it's a bad style matchup for him. I see Teofimo beating him.
Teofimo versus Shakur is looking like a possibility in January. Is the winner of that fight something that you would look in the future, whether it's Shakur or Teofimo?
¿Te gustaría pelear con el campeón, el que gana de Teofimo y Shakur?
Mira, realmente ahora mismo, como te comento, estoy en Dalton Smith. Si me preguntas a mí quién va a ganar, Shakur, Teofimo es un cobarde. Y ya yo luego pasando, ¿verdad? Lo que es Dalton Smith, yo estoy abierto a cualquier pelea.
My main focus is Dalton Smith. I know Shakur is gonna win. I'm ready to whoever put me to the table.
Look, I know you've seen Tio up close. You worked the pads with him and stuff too.
Yeah.
You've been in Shakur around Shakur in his camp
Yep,
too, right?
yep.
So I know that you got a lot of love and respect for both, right?
Yes, absolutely.
But just tell me, man,
give-
what do you
I'ma
think
give it
about
to
the
you
fight?
real.
What do you think about this fight, man? Shakur and Tio, man.
I think we're about to witness an atomic bomb in the boxing world with this fight. I'm excited just talking about it. I can't wait for it to happen. You got Tio, who's extremely explosive. When I first get to mess with Tio, right? I'm like, he a small guy, so I put the small ones on. Boom! I said, ooh, I got to switch to the big ones. I got to use the big ones I use for the heavyweights with you. I did not think he can extremely explosive. And Shakur is phenomenal. I mean, he's just phenomenal. Excellent boxer. Cat-like reflexes. Sharpshooter. Knows what he's doing in there. Great ring generalship. Know when to use his jab. I mean, Shakur he's so good that it might be to a default. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. You got somebody like Roy Jones, who was so good that he ain't fighting nobody. Because he's so good when they say he ain't fought nobody. He beat James Toney, who's one of the best fighters ever touched a pair of gloves. He beat Bernard Hopkins, who's a legend. You mean he ain't fought nobody? What are you talking about? David Telesco. And these guys are number ones. And it's just that he's so good, he make these guys look like nobody. So they say, oh, well, he ain't fought nobody. Why come he just can't be that good? I think Shakur is that good to a default where he's so good. They say, oh, well, he I do think sometimes he needs to tighten up sometimes. With the Zepeda fight, he got hit with shots that I feel like he shouldn't have got hit with being as good as he is. And I think with Theo, he can't do that. He can't get hit with those shots that he get hit with. Not good.
Yeah.
Not good for business.
I think
Theo can crack.
I think Shakur mentioned like, he fought like that intentionally. And because of
Yeah.
that, he heard a lot of the online chatter, the criticism,
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong, I go back and watch a lot of fights, but the last time I actually was like, let me go watch some Shakur again. It was the Zepeda fight. I know it's the most recent, but
Yeah.
it was a little bit more fun. So he did do that. But to add to your whole boxing so good as a default, would you agree? I think you might seen Shakur even post this quote from George Foreman, where boxing is like jazz. The better it is, the less people appreciate it. Do you think he falls into that category?
Yes. Yes. Because you gotta realize that most boxing fans don't know nothing about boxing. They don't know shit about boxing. So it gets boring. Look like people listen, why do you think Gotti sold so many tickets? Because people like to see blood and guts. You hit me, I hit you. People want to be entertained. They want to be entertained. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's more entertaining. You know what I'm saying? So with Shakur and Floyd and Roy, they say, oh, they just runners. They just run because they want to see them get hit too. And when they make something that's supposed to be so hard, look so easy, people don't appreciate it. Oh, they don't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Shakur falls into that category where he's so good, they don't appreciate how good he is. But you got to know, guys like me and boxers like yourself, we like, man, this is poetry and this is beautiful.
Yeah.
Poetry in motion. You know what I'm saying? So I think that this is going to be an exciting fight for Shakur because Tio is going to make him be exciting. Because Tio is exciting. The stuff he do is exciting in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he fought Josh Taylor, how he put his hand, touched his foot, and jumped in with an uppercut. Tio dares to be great. That's why I like it. He dares to be great. He do stuff that your trainer like, man, what the hell is you doing? What the hell is you doing? He dares to do it, and guess what? It worked. So
I've seen them both in camp, completely different camps, and it works for both because they both win, right? So
it works. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but one thing about why it works for Tio, because Tio got that bomb and he frees his guys up with his power and his explosiveness. So it allows them to do all that. They so worried about getting hit. So I think that I think Shakur's skills paralyzes guys. I think these are two very great jazz tap dancers. I'll say that. Two great tap dancers. Whereas like they combat each other. Whereas like, okay, Tio, you explosive and you got this. But with this guy, you can't do the stuff you do on the other guys because he's a little too sharp. And with Shakur, you gotta take this a little more serious because with this guy, you can't fight. You're gonna have to change it up a little bit because you ain't gonna be able to lay on the rope like with other guy like you did, like you with this guy, like you did with other guys. So I think they both combat each other where we're gonna get the best fight out of both of them. You get what I'm saying?
of course, which makes me wonder then, skill for skill, these are two great amateurs and they've accomplished a lot multi divisions. And so at this point, do you feel like there's a level difference between the two when it comes to athleticism?
Yes.
And if so,
yeah, I'm gonna tell you why.
who is more athletic, and then who do you think has the ability to make the adjustments with the athleticism maybe better?
I would have to go with Shakur because he was an Olympian, a silver medalist from the Olympics. I mean, you know how many fights you got to win to get to the Olympics? And then you know how many fights you got to fight the medal? You fight in all different styles, all different types of styles. All of it, the best in the world, not just the best in the world. And you've been doing this consistently for year after year after year after year after year after year. They get to the Olympics and actually medal. Get to the get to the finals and medal. I have to go with Shakur. Have to.